I'm 20 years old. I grew up in the Midwest in the suburbs of Chicago. My childhood was like a lot of Midwestern kids. I had always gotten excellent grades in school, and when I was 13 in the 7th grade, I was transferred to a public school, and first quarter I was failing almost everything. My parents' fights became gradually more serious. The divorce was finalized when I was in 8th grade, and I began bouncing back and forth along with my sister and brother. I began associating with the wrong people, probably I'd say 7th or 8th grade. My first drink was at age 13. I found a little airplane-sized bottle of vodka in the cupboard, and I took it. The summer before my freshman year was when things really fell apart. I began sneaking out with my younger sister. We began abusing drugs. I had a pretty severe self-harm addiction. I couldn't stop cutting. Until I found my drug of choice, which was pills, my life really didn't, begin to spiral out of control. My life was manageable while I was just drinking and while I was just smoking weed. But once we began to progress to the pills, I loved it. At this point, I started to get angry. Like I started to act out in school. That was the first time I ever remember feeling like I needed to act out. I went to my first lockdown treatment center at that time. They had this concrete room called observation. And it was just, 4 concrete walls and then a door that locked automatically. And they would leave you in there. This is probably one of my most vivid memories of, my active addiction, just the desperation of it. I remember standing at a street corner, and it was probably 5 or 6 at night, and it was January, it was cold. And, people are bustling around this downtown area, and they're on their way to, nice dinners and nice restaurants, and I'm crying in the corner, and I remember not one person. I was there for about an hour, just trying to figure out what to do, and I'm in plain sight. I'm not in an alley. I'm on the corner of 2 pretty major streets. Not one person stopped and asked me, "Are you okay?" I remember turning a trick for a place to sleep, and I remember running out of the pimp's car in a downtown area and just feeling like I couldn't take it anymore. I attempted to take my own life, and I swallowed an entire bottle of lithium and drank a bottle of Bactine.
The Exchange Club actually started in 1987. We had 50 charter members. We're a charitable organization. What we wanted to do was raise money, prevention of child abuse. So we were searching ideas in that first year as to what can we do for a fundraiser. And one day I got a call from Glenn Eakey, who was the executive director of the Naperville Park District. And he has a summer home in Michigan, and he had a neighbor up there that is one of these guys that calls himself a ribber. They travel the country during the summer, and they put on these cook-offs. So contact was then made with this guy whose name was Billy Bones. And so we contacted him, and he kind of talked us through it. We went to the city, explained the concept. We went back to the Park District to see if they would partner with us a little bit. And all of the government agencies were very supportive, so we were able to get through that first year.
My first memory of Ribfest really was the very first Ribfest on Rotary Hill. My husband and I went, sat out on the hill, enjoyed some ribs that night, and it was just a small, intimate event. I think there was only just maybe 1 or 2 ribbers.
The event was quite sparse. We had a little stage up there. I forget who we had, the Buckinghams or somebody, for entertainment. It was 3 days over the Father's Day weekend in June. We raised $17,000, and last year we raised $1.2 million. When we raise this money, we're helping agencies that work toward the prevention of child abuse and work toward the prevention of domestic violence.
to give away millions of dollars, but if we could save one person's life, what a difference that would make. Today is our last Ribfest Steering Committee meeting, and it's been a long accumulation of 11 and a half months to come to this point. With less than 2 weeks to go, there's a lot of things to be done, but everybody has stepped forward and really worked very, very hard on this event. Before I get too far into this process, I want to say thank you to all of you because, you know, we've been working on this for 50 weeks already. I'm Julie Lichter, and I'm the Ribfest chair for 2010. This year I asked Bruce Erickson to be my sponsorship chair, and with the economy the way it has been, I really needed a veteran, and Bruce was there at the very first Ribfest, and I'm pretty sure he'll be there when Ribfest is, you know, 50 years old.
Sponsors are one of the most important aspects of the charitable mission of Ribfest, that what we're able to give away every year to our charities is in direct relationship to the amount of sponsorship that we're able to raise. During the event, my job is relatively easy. We get a lot of volunteers that work the sponsor tent. There will be an Exchange Club member that will be in charge of the food lines.
There are 2 sponsor tents. Really? That's a great idea. One in the north, one in the south. Identical? No. The one in the south is about a third bigger than the one in the north. So the challenge this year will be Leanne Rhymes, which is the big name that we have at the north. There's going to be times, like when Sammy Hagar, the south tent will probably get full.
So at least we have an option to send them another tent.
Yeah, they go to another tent, and they're both full-service tents, so everybody can eat the same on either side.
Our volunteer chair this year is Lori Brenneman, and Lori is a rookie in this role, but yet a veteran. She has been assisting our previous manpower chair over the last 3 or 4 years, and so Lori is now stepping into this role very handily, very professionally, and is doing a great job to manage 3,800 volunteers.
A lot of our volunteer slots are already filled. We are still in need of quite a few, in my opinion, on the Saturday and Sunday, the 3rd and 4th. My name is Lori Brenneman. My role at Ribfest this year is manpower chairperson. I'm on the steering committee, and I have under me committee members that coordinate volunteers from agencies, because we ask the agencies that we donate to and the allocations go to contribute back and help us run Ribfest to get the monies. We also have some fundraising paid groups. We pay mostly all not-for-profits that we have come in, and they can actually earn a small stipend, which is like the high schools or maybe a baseball team. And then we also coordinate any volunteers to work the whole park, you know, the gates, the beverage tents, child area, picnic areas. We have a person that actually coordinates all child IDs in case a child gets lost on the premises during the event, and also beer tent IDs so that people can be, you know, checked to make sure that they're of age to participate in drinking alcohol. And then anything else that needs volunteers for. So it's 4,000 plus volunteers for a 4-day event.
This year our rib vendor chair is Dave Harrington, and he's no rookie either. In fact, he had the chair position last year.
Rib judging is Sunday morning, so for those that want to go to the rib judging, I believe it starts at 11. I think we're waiting for 2 more sponsors and their information. My name is Dave Harrington. For 2010, I am chairing the vendor committee, the rib judging, family area, and the party deck. We work on bringing all the food vendors into the park. The job is made a little bit easier because most vendors want to return each and every year. So the 16 rib vendors, I believe we have 1 new one, the rest are returning. We also work with a number of auxiliary vendors in kind of the same situation.
We were working with the River and Clear Channel to get some on-air interviews with Los Angeles Boys and some of the other people. Mellon was going to reach out to Sammy Hagar and see if we can't get him to say, hey, come see me at Ribfest.
I mean, I think an entertainment contract change we should consider for next year is that we put that in as a by X due date.
Yeah.
Put a little bit of them on the hook for this.
Our entertainment chair this year is Don Emery, and Don is a veteran of this event and has done a great deal of work to really help us to get to this next level.
The entertainment part of this is really designed to create you know, marketing buzz over Ribfest and to cause people to want to come to see a particular band or bands. Matt Cayley is the on-the-ground guy in terms of making sure that the day-to-day operations work once we start this process. And my role is really at that point to follow whatever Matt wants and to do troubleshooting and problem solving throughout the event.
We're ready to rock and roll? 14 days?
I do.
I haven't counted the hours yet, but we're getting there. So anyway, keep in communications this next couple weeks, and we'll see you all starting in the park. If you can come over and help anytime after the 24th, please come to the park and help us set up. And Pat will always have guys to help us, so maybe you'll just be leading a crew. So
We're not going to do our normal customary closeout song where we hold hands?
Kumbaya and
Okay, all right, never mind.
yeah. Ribfest. Yes, whatever. But anyway, all right. Get to work. Today is the first day of setup for Ribfest, and to start out the event, we have to make sure that the lawns have been mowed. Also, the turf mat goes down to protect the park in the best way possible.
This year will be a challenge like we've never seen before. There is nothing in the park that will be in the same place that it was last year.
We've expanded to have two main stages of entertainment. We've expanded the area so patrons, we can have up to 20,000 more patrons every day in the event.
Right now we're about 1 week away from the start of Ribfest. We're actually standing in a rib tent as we speak. And really will look quite a bit different once the event starts. You know, basically when you look out this way, you're going to be seeing where the crowds are going to be. The serving line is going to be this side of the tent.
This year at Ribfest, we have 16 rib vendors.
As we look down the line here, basically there's 8 different rib vendors. We're actually at the north end of the park. The transformation is really quick, and it's really fun to watch it go from just, as you can see, just a shell right now to really then be ready to serve and serve the public in less than 24 hours. So we've worked with the same rib vendors for quite some time.
There are many that would love to be at this event because it's considered one of the top rib festivals in the country.
It's very important that most of them understand the cause as well too. So I think they feel good being here, being part of an event that really gives the money away to the community. A lot of them really embrace that, and actually there's been several that have given money back in addition to their normal booth fee that they pay us. So I think there's definitely a spirit of cooperation.
Anthony, I'm with Chicago Stagehands. Constructing this stage here, we started yesterday. We should finish today, so that's about 2 days. We've got, of course, the basic deck and 6 scaffolding towers. The roof is all built with truss. This setup was actually made for Arlington Park. It's somewhat on the same level as big festivals like Lollapalooza. But once you get the lighting and sound up there, then you're going to really, see what kind of action they've got going on stage. And then the second stage we're going to get started today and finish tomorrow.
The changes throughout the park are so exciting. The two big stages look awesome, and they're coming together very nicely. We're about 3 days from the start of the event, and everything is being dropped today. All the porta potties, the carnival is being set up, and bike racks are being placed, and all the walkways are being drawn into the park. So the vendors will be arriving in the next day or so, and so it's really important to have all the infrastructure ready so that when they get here, we're ready to rock and roll. It's a beautiful day today. We're supposed to have a great week, and we're so looking forward to that. And everybody's working really, really hard.
We're 4 days away from the start of the event, and right now what's going on right behind me here is we're building the south stage. Tomorrow audio will come in. It's just each day there's another layer that's going to be built.
In partnership with the Park District and the city, we've acquired South Knock Park as part of this event, which almost doubles the size of the event.
We've gone from the one large main stage with a slightly smaller secondary stage to what we are saying, what we're calling is basically two main stages. It's almost like we have two entirely separate venues.
The change meant changes in everything from production values, sound, video, staging, everything got bigger.
Before the event starts, my responsibilities in entertainment are primarily to book the headlining acts first, and we go through a partner, Jam Productions, to help us with getting in touch with the national acts through national agencies.
On Friday night, of course, we have Sammy Hagar, who we think is going to be very big, playing opposite of Julianne Hough, who is coming from Dancing with the Stars and was the Country Music Awards Newcomer of the Year 2 years ago. So it was a very tricky process for trying to put those in place. Of course, you're looking at routing, you're looking at the cost of each of the acts, and then you're looking at whether or not it's going to play here. And we're looking at whether it's going to be a sellout or a near sellout, or will the park at least be full, because that's our objective, to put as many people as we can in here safely so that we can generate as much revenue, and then we give that money away.
We have a website where local bands can submit their electronic press kits.
We also place 5 or 6 additional bands per stage every day, and those are local and regional bands, and those are really good musical groups as well.
We'll have 300 to 400 submissions to look at.
That's a very tight process that guarantees that everybody who is interested, if they get through that process, will at least get a look from us before the event in terms of being selected.
The way it works on setup day is we actually we have them stage on Martin Avenue, and basically it is they line up their vehicles, and we kind of do a pattern where we get them in as efficiently as possible. So my role is really to coordinate that with this year I think it'll be Jan Beanfang and Jeff Gross, and what we do is basically make sure that they efficiently get set up so they can start the cooking for Ribfest. So the whole process probably takes about 3-4 hours. Once we get them in and situated, we have a big vendor meeting to kick off the event about 2:30.
Well, today is the day right before the opening, and everything is getting put into place, finalized. All the vendors are arriving today. We've been very, very busy making sure all the electric is in place, all the tables are in place, the stages are all set. With the new park and the new layout, there's a lot of challenges to adjust, and we're getting them figured out.
We're here on setup day where we're getting all the vendors lined up, and it's almost like the circus coming to town. There's a lot of energy. They're all excited to be here, and it's really something to see. I think that's one of my favorite, experiences every year, is really to have them all come here and actually start the setup process.
Yeah, we're the biggest gamblers in the world.
No, we're the biggest gamblers, I grant you. I don't ever go in a casino and I lose fortunes. My name's Larry Murphy. I'm from Camp 31 Barbecue from Bruton, Alabama. We just got a real good southern barbecue recipe. We're going to come up here and see if these folks around Naperville, enjoy a real good barbecue.
4 more years. Yeah, that's what I'm looking, and then hopefully the kids will step up to the plate, and they're here now. My oldest daughter's here, and
I want a recording of this for you.
Yeah, really, I'm serious.
I'm Joe Alexander from Plymouth, Indiana. Our barbecue team is Rasta Joe's barbecue team. Where's the next one for you?
I don't have no more this year.
No?
No, I'll carry this rig into Canada and Bernie takes over with it and runs the rest of the year.
Dan, of course, here, you know, he's 68, wants to retire, but he's got, what, 30 shows left to do?
Well, we do a lot of them. And still counting.
It's going to be interesting this year, too, because of the way we got it split up. Half of us are on the north, half of us on the south, or I got it vice versa anyway, north and south, so they split everybody up this year.
I think they got great entertainment, though, which should help a lot on this side.
Over the next couple hours, we're going to be unloading, setting everything up. Basically, what you do is you put up a full kitchen. Everything, the steam table, the auto shams, the grills, it's set up time, and it takes about 6 hours to get fully set up, and we'll probably start cooking later this afternoon.
Our rib vendors really do come from all over. We have one in our backyard, is Uncle Bub's. He's just down the street in Westmont.
We are waiting here just to get in. We're in line right now to get set up for Ribfest. We were number 4 in spot. We're a little behind right now. We should have been in at 9. It's about 10 o'clock right now, but we will be set up by 1 o'clock. We have a crew of 12 people to set up, and then we're going to start cooking at 1 o'clock today.
We attract people from Indiana, Ohio, East Coast, down to Florida. I think the new one's down from Alabama this year. So really, we do have a pretty wide spread in terms of what we bring to the event. And I think the nice thing is really for the connoisseur of ribs, it really brings different styles of ribs out and different sauces. So I think it's fun.
Well, it's load-in time for me, so I'm going to go down and see if it's available. And
where are you at? On the other side?
I'm on the other side.
This is going to be our 4th year, and we were the rookies on the circuit, so we learned a lot from Sergeant Oy.
Oh, you guys know how to cook the ribs and do it. You just need to know how to serve it in this kind of layout. I mean,
we've done festivals before, but nothing to this magnitude. You know, we were in Taste of Chicago, but it's a lot different. You're cooking a pre-cooked product there. Here, everything is fresh, and it's a bigger production, a lot more equipment that you need to do it the right way.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Eddie Jacobs. I'm with Porky and Beans from Fort Port St. Lucie, Florida. Okay, today is setup day. Everybody's a little edgy around here. You got people ready to get in and get to work. Right over there, you see we got the smoker and everything. We lined up. Right now, it's all about Porky and Beans. Right here in Naperville, Illinois. One of the biggest shows that we come to. And then we ready to rock and roll, guys. Shout outs to Cleveland too. Come get some of this barbecue. Right back there, that's Gary Carino and the rest of the crew. His uncle from Fort Port St. Lucie. That he's the owner, but he's running it right now. That's the guy who make all the #1 decisions right there. #1 ribs and sauce for this guy. That's right there. This is where the magic happens, of course. This right here, it ain't loaded right now. But once this boy get loaded, that's when everything happens. So when we get this all into place and we start to cook and smoking the meats, everything come out just fine. And like I said, one more time, Porky and Beans. And then, then we off to the races, guys. I want to tell everybody out there, good luck, but watch out for Porky and Beans. #1, Fort Port St. Lucie, Florida. Yeah.
I'm Gary Stevens. I own Sergeant Oink's Barbecue Company with my wife. And this morning, on Wednesday morning, I think it is, we're getting ready to pull in. They actually give us times that each trailer pulls in so we don't sit on top of each other and everything works right. And it's a little slow because of the new locations, but I believe we'll be pulling in hopefully within about 20 minutes of our time.
We're ready to pull in on the event and place our equipment right now in our smoker. And after we get in here, we're going to start unloading all the equipment to get ready. We're going to start cooking today, probably in the afternoon. We'll be cooking our pork butts and our beef brisket, and then tonight we'll be cooking our beef ribs for 13.5 hours tonight. They'll be done by tomorrow morning.
Some of the challenges we're facing with in regards to the new park is making sure everybody's line has been accounted for, because some of these ribbers will have really long lines, and make sure that they're in the right place. We also have some new vendors here who have not been to our event before, and trying to fit their units into the park. You know, they're larger or smaller or different than what we had anticipated. So we're having to address those issues as we go throughout the day.
We're hung up here right now. We're actually got to move up about 1 foot is all we like, but my truck's right up against Dan Johnson's tent, so they're going to take the tent out, and we're going to literally move this thing 1 foot forward. That's what we're doing now with them boards, is leveling the rig.
The signage, what it basically is, it has our title banner, which they're putting up right now, and then everything else is all our sides, are all our awards. We've won People's Choice many times at the Cleveland Rib Cook-Off, which is like the granddaddy of them all. The really nice trophies that are in my office. Everything is set up in the trailer. It's a complete mobile kitchen. It's a 32-foot cattle trailer, but it's been converted just a little bit. You have your refrigerator. That's where we keep everything when we're getting ready to prepping. And then we have our ovens that we cook in, prep table, 3-compartment sink, hand sink, storage in the back. Pretty much everything's done outside on the grills. By the time everything's said and done with what we got going down the highway, you got close to $250,000 worth of equipment. We won a lot with best sauce. Our best sauce is, we do sell all our sauce for retail. And it's a great product. We work on it every winter when we have time to improve it a little bit, because the competition's always changing. We're always trying to make it better for the public.
The responsibilities we have really is getting all the paperwork in order, making sure they work with the health department, they get in their permits, they fill out their applications, insurance, and the such. And then also the big job is, especially this year with the new layout, is placing all the vendors in the new park.
It's like having a restaurant for 20 years in one spot in a city, and then just going to the other side of town and opening it. So it'll be a big surprise for us. Hopefully, a great surprise.
We're all kind of anxious to see how the new layout works for everybody. So it's really we'll know by tomorrow, probably mid-afternoon, how the people flow into the park, and it'll be interesting to see how the lines form and everything else. So it's kind of a wait and see right now. Hopefully, it's going to be good for everybody.
Right now, we're just getting everything laid out, getting our tents set up, our signage, our cookers, getting meat in. It's just the total move in. It's like a whole new city being built here, so everything's going real smooth, and everyone seems to know what they're doing, so it's a great plan coming together.
For our rib vendors, we actually work with 16 vendors this year. They are required to buy all their meat products through our supplier. The rib vendors do pay a fee to be in our park, and what we do is we also help them set the prices. So they're not able to set prices. We kind of work with them to make sure the prices are fair, relative to everything else that's out there.
Hi Dave, it's Kim Naylor to pick up the tickets.
Oh hi, where are you located?
I'm at the corner of West and Martin, over by some garbage trucks and that.
Oh, we're handing off some party deck tickets ahead of time, so had to go across the park here to find somebody without getting run over. Looking for the party deck tickets?
Yes, thank you very much.
Nice to meet you.
It's very nice to meet you.
These are the wristbands you need to wear.
Okay.
It gets you right in the park.
Okay.
So you don't need to wait in line or anything. Just put them on ahead of time.
Perfect.
You can get here anytime you want to. So I think the deck opens at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
As long as you can get through, go ahead. All right, go ahead. We have all new entrance points this year, so it's a little bit more confusing than in the past, because we used to go in different ways inside of the park here. So we're trying to get everybody situated and which way to go.
When we first started over on the sled hill, our big thing was, are we going to make any money? And we had partnered with another organization, and they walked out of Naperville with like $40,000, $50,000, and I think our share of it was about 6 or 7. And at that point, looking at all the things that we had done for it, we kind of said, you know what, this is crazy. We'll do it ourselves. So there was about a handful of us, maybe 20, 25 people, that spent nights and nights and weekends organizing it, and it was a great thing to do.
We're going to go see this middle tent over here had some water issues, so we're going to make sure they put some fill in so they're not sinking.
What are we gonna do? Should we try to move it?
We need more we need more people.
How many people do we need?
5. But we need like 5 real people.
We need 5 strong people?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not strong enough.
Maybe you could try it. I don't want,
I'm from Wisconsin.
You're not getting out of this working. You're gonna try to go early.
They're gonna move.
You're gonna move it over.
Yeah, they're moving into the middle. Yeah.
Right now they're gonna move it.
Okay.
They could fit their truck into, and the electrician can also run a
He's
wiring
nice guy.
Okay, we have Italian ice here, and you know he would like to be over here.
Like on the other side, because we're looking at. I mean,
Where's Dippin' Dots going? Are they going?
No, they're at an angle. Let's go over.
All right. Can you pull like
Just a little
3 feet
bit
this way? Forward? Yeah. Because you don't block the
See,
sign.
so you don't block the sign.
Can you go over to Chase Root Beer on the north side and let him know we have to move his booth from spot 16 to spot 18? Because somebody mislabeled the tents, so we got to move his stuff down 2 spots.
I will let him know.
They just mislabeled the signs in back, and the other 2 did not want to move, so we really have to have him move down to his correct spot.
Thank you.
Yeah, tell him that we apologize for the mislabeling, but we have to get it corrected. This is my vacation day. This is vacation. It's so relaxing.
This is how we spend vacation.
Yeah, this is very soothing. The importance of my role overseeing the vendors is probably magnified by the fact that we've initially really done this as really a true rib fest. You know, it's also, I think, a music festival. It's kind of blossomed into both now, I would say, but over the course of time, we really pride ourselves in all the rib vendors that we bring in. There's a competition. They get prizes for winning the best rib and best sauce, and I think it's really important. I think a lot of people in the public also show up for the rib side of the event. So I feel, that the areas that I oversee really are important because we bring in, some of the best rib cookers that are around in the country.
Listen, we designed these rigs in Alabama where we don't have to work quite as hard. We use our head instead of our backbone. It's a little bit difficult to do sometimes, but that's how we manage it. Most of this is just props, we don't hardly use cast iron anymore because it's, just a little bit too small quantities to cook in. So what we actually do is, cooking this big smoker, that stainless steel smoker, and then all of it's flashed out across the grill here with sauce and so on, and it's cooked on the ribs. This is our first year here. I actually moved a lot of my stuff into Canada, and I've done rib shows in Canada for years and years and years. And now I've come out of Canada, I sold everything, and I'm ready to start doing some U.S. circuits. I'm fixing to throw the barbecue on just as soon as I get some meat, electricity, and water.
Hey guys, how you doing? I'm Butch Lupinetti from Butch the Smack Here Lives Barbecue from New Jersey, home of country music. And we're at a new site right here now, and we're setting up, so we're kind of like hunting in the strange woods, actually. Kind of look around, find out where everything is, see how we're going to do. Old boy like me, I'm 69 years old, and I guess without knee-high or grasshopper, my old man used to cook all the hogs in the ground, so we kind of got smoke in us when we were just little kids, old enough to stand up or get close to the fire with my mommy's arms. But holding us, that's all, Yeah, it's in our blood. It's a passion, it's a passion, it's a passion.
This is where a lot of action takes place. This is where the rib's gonna be getting cut. This right here is gonna be full of hot water and hot #1 sauce. #1. And after this show, and still, #1, porky and beans.
It's the bent one that's hard to get the middle one in and the top.
We're putting up the wings now, and we've got to support it in case winds come through. Occasionally you get some high winds here, but the key is getting it where it'll stand up, and basically people can come out and see what we're doing.
Put it up. Stay right there, B. You got a brace coming to you.
Yeah, let me go down.
Get a brace up there right now, and we might have to slide this over slightly. Okay. We've been in barbecue. My dad owned a barbecue business. I've been smelling smoke all my life, hickory smoke at that. We travel all over the country, do 26 different locations, 26 cities, from California to Texas. We go all over the country. We just left Boston. We bring in this Arkansas-style barbecue. Arkansas is low and slow, basically with hickory wood. We use a little apple wood to give it sweetness, the hickory, give it that smoke flavor. You can take your teeth out and eat it, it just falls off the bone.
It's looking good. We're gonna go pick up our steam table, our holding ovens. That's gonna go on this side. We got our grills in position. So we're gonna gear up for a big year. Do about 30 slabs per hour, for 15 minutes rather, on each grill. and it's going to be going really quick. It's going to come out of the smoker, right onto the grill. We're going to glaze them. After we're done glaze them, we cut them right here on the cutting board, and then they go in the steam table.
Hi, I'm Dave Raymond. I'm Sweet Baby Ray. This is our fourth year at Naperville Ribfest, and it's always a great honor to be here. My way of thinking, these are 16, 17 of the best rib cookers in the country, and to be out there competing with them and doing this for the Exchange Club and the kids, it's just a great opportunity, and happy to be part of it.
And these are our St. Louis ribs that we're going to use for the vending and for the competition. You can see that nice IBP product there. We just got delivered. 2 years ago we took first place in ribs and second place in sauce, and we tried our hardest to repeat, but we came up with second place in ribs last year, and then this year we're definitely going for the win again, so we're excited about that, and we're anxious to get started here.
My name is Joe Henderson. I'm with Smokin' Joe's Hog Wild Barbecue, and I'm from Mansfield, Ohio. I've been doing barbecue since 1988 with Hank's Old Time Barbecue, which happened to be my father-in-law, and he used to do this show in Naperville. We have a special sauce that we've perfected. 30 years in prison with trial and error. I was the kitchen manager with a captive audience.
Getting ready today, checking in all our vendors, getting everything in order. It is the day before Ribfest starts, but I've already had some paid groups, fundraising groups come and volunteer this morning. Tonight I'll be actually giving information, parking passes and credentials and shirts to all of the Exchange Club members, and then the volunteers will actually start tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. We'll start doing orientation with them at 8, again at 11, and then it's 11 and 4 every day.
Mr. Mayor, good to see you.
Hey, Ribfest, that's in Naperville, Illinois, and that's run by the Exchange Club. It's going to be a great time this year. The weather is gorgeous, and the rivers are ready to go, and the people of Naperville and the surrounding area are all waiting to get out here and have some ribs and have some fun.
We are here for the vendor orientation meeting, which starts in a couple minutes here. We kind of let all the vendors know what to expect this year, some of the rules and some of the highlights. So we're going to get rolling here in a couple minutes. We got 2 lines here.
We're coming into one of our typical meetings so we can set the rules and the groundwork for a great operation. So
maybe right after. Whatever you want to do. Everything is going pretty good back in the camp. We just got electricity, so that's a good thing. And we got water. We're doing pretty good now. We're setting up pretty good. About a couple more hours and we'll be done.
Okay, we're going to get started. You know, throughout the event, if you guys need anything, have any questions or comments or ways to improve the layout, talk to Jan. She'll listen. Okay? So.
Also, you remember this guy from last year, our Ribfest chair?
Hold the applause, please.
Yeah,
okay, to the end.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for coming again to Naperville, Illinois. And you are what makes this town such a great town at this time, because you are the ribbers. You're bringing in all those good ribs. So thanks again for coming again this year to Naperville.
And the programs to tell you, again, we've got a north stage and a south stage. What we try to do is balance genres. We spent more money on entertainment than we ever have in the past. Our headliners on Friday night on the south stage, we've got Sammy Hagar, which is going to be an off-the-chart night, guys. I can tell you right now, from the hits of the website and what we're doing on some of our ticket sales, that night is going to be crushed on the south side. We'll still let other people in the north part. Years past, once we got a certain area to cram, there might be other parts of the park that were wide open, we can let more people in. So that's going to be a benefit to having 2 sides, and these guys are the ones that are going to help make that call.
North sponsor tent is for the pre-party. We hope you'll all join us at 5 o'clock. Bill Gilles will be cooking up some food for us, and it's always a nice time to come out and visit. And all the Exchange Club members, as well as our vendors, are welcome. Our volunteers have worked hundreds of hours to put this on, so hopefully you'll get a chance to thank some of them. And then, they'll be able to talk with you a little bit about being here too. So thank you again for being here. Today is the eve of Ribfest, and right now we are celebrating by having our pre-party with all the Exchange Club members, all of our food vendors, and really all of the vendors that come to support this event. We're about 85 to 90% done. With the new layout of the park, it's been a lot of challenges because nobody's where they used to be. So we've had to work through with different issues all day long. People don't have their electricity yet, or they need tables, or they need chairs, or their booth needs to be turned. So all day today we've been addressing those issues.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm not standing.
This is the Manpower Committee.
Manpower.
We're all women. Get your head over here.
We're Manpower. Yeah, we're
We need
Manpower.
all 4,000 plus volunteers to get all these people coming. He doesn't know. Get it?
Yeah.
Here we are at the pre-meeting, and pass out shirts so that people can park closer to the event so they can get here and work all day.
Get ready for that barbecue, guaranteed. Yeehaw!
Hey, we're here on the eve of Ribfest. Everything's set up.
We just finally finished setting up.
Everything's set and ready to go because we're primed for it to happen. We're getting ready. People are we're smoking ribs, getting food ready for tomorrow.
I just put in 9 cases of ribs. I'm going to pull those out and put in my pork and my beef brisket. I got to cook that for about 14 hours overnight.
The food's cooking just hard as it can go right now.
We got the pork and beef in now.
These machines are turned on today, setup day, and they'll be turned off Sunday night.
Now the beautiful Exchange Club from Naperville have got us food. You know, they got us burgers and hot dogs and all that kind of stuff.
I think there's going to be a lot of happy people. More customers will be able to get in here.
They'll definitely be able to raise more money for the charities because it'll be more people coming in these gates. You ain't got to close one gate down. You can keep both open, send them to the north side, to the south side. You got great rib vendors all over.
Well, right now we're the newest team here, so our apprehension is just really, really high. We're ready to make it happen. We're ready to see that everybody gets fed some of that good Camp 31 barbecue.
It's Miller time.
And get ready to go to war tomorrow. Porky and beans, #1. Oh yes.
Every single volunteer here is very passionate about making sure that we can raise the maximum amount of dollars to be given back. Last year we touched over 40 to 50 agencies in our communities. Every single day the dollars that we raised impacted a family in our community. Not just the 4 days of this event, but every single day.
We're at Rasta Joe's, and what we have going on here this morning, we're cooking everything fresh. We did our butts and briskets last night. We smoked them for about 14 hours. This morning we came at 7 a.m. where the ribs, St. Louis style ribs, were taking off right now. I was at Jamaica for 22 years. Was with a lot of the Rastafarians. I've got their blessing. Take a look around. There's a lot to have done. We need to grill the ribs, caramelize the sauce into them. That's how I finish mine off. We use all natural lump charcoal.
I've been waiting for my barbecue all the
2 1/4 and down. You can see they're so big they're hanging off the racks. They're nice and juicy, beautiful. We put our dry rub on there, let it soak in, and then they smoke for about 3.5 hours. They're just delicious. So we keep our sauce here in a double boiler so we don't scorch the bottom. It's another trick we learned from the veterans here at Naperville Ribfest. Dan Johnson taught me this. You use a turkey burner, a large pot of water, and then you put your sauce in there so it gets nice and hot, but you don't burn the bottom. And then what we do is we'll take a mop like this, bring it over to the smoker, and then we just mop the top of our ribs just like this. We're doing our barbecue beans. We put a lot of our pulled pork, our barbecue sauce, some brown sugar, a little bit of mustard into our beans. We're just geared up. We're gonna hopefully be very busy this year. We got the new setup and the new location, and everybody's real excited about that. So we're looking forward to being very busy this year at the Ribfest.
The gates are just getting ready to open. We came in this morning. We got here about 10. We pretty much got everything done last night. But we got to get, we start cooking the ribs, and for the public, we finish them off on the grill, and then we hold them in a hot box till you guys get here. And we usually we serve quite a few slabs of ribs here on a good day.
Should I just take these guys? Yeah. Now we should have prevent child abuse of Illinois.
Anybody twos? Ear trained twos, no? It's the first day of Ribfest. We've had about over 500 volunteers here today, checking in already, and with all the changes in the park, had some glitches with park setups, but the volunteers overall went pretty well. It was pretty good scene of getting everybody checked in, getting everybody trained, getting everything in order.
Oh, sure. She's got her own rib dance, so.
Oh, come on, do a rib dance.
I'll do it with you. Where you at?
Oh, now you cracked her in the head.
I just whacked her in the head. You don't want to do the rib dance? I'll do it with you. Ready to do it? Come on. Woo! Do the rib dance. Go. Woo! Do the rib dance. Woo! Okay. Okay.
We're from Oak Forest. This is probably our 5th or 6th Ribfest.
And this kid here she'll eat an entire slab herself. So.
Oh, what do you mean? What do you like best about the Ribfest? Ribs! Ribs, that's what we come for.
Rib dance.
We did the rib dance.
Did you do the rib dance?
You gotta do the rib dance now.
I don't know what that was.
Oh, do the rib dance again, come on.
Awesome. Thank you all. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
The sponsor tent is a wonderful opportunity for someone to come and see Ribfest. You've got the best seat in the house. It can be whatever kind of experience you want with your family and kids. If you want to be up close, you can. If you want to be in the back, you can.
We're here in the sponsor tent. It's first day of Ribfest. We opened a couple of hours ago, and I'm going to show you a little bit about what goes on in the sponsor tent before it gets full. So here we have a serving line. There's 4 different lines. And we serve ribs, potato salad, pasta. And it all is free with a sponsor tent ticket. We have one of these at the south tent where we are, and we have one of these at the north tent. Got 9,000 hot dogs that were donated by Swift Deckridge. Potato salad from Casey's Foods. More potato salad from Costco. And we have wine that came from Binny's. So these are all donated items, and we're very appreciative. 2 of our 3 Rib Runner carts are out in the park dropping off pans. The ribbers all know then they have half an hour to fill those pans with about 30 half slabs at a time. And then they bring them all back into the staging area. We take them from there and we put them into these ovens. So these will all be loaded, and then this is our staging area where we will feed our line, and then we will also feed a 3rd Rib Runner that will take them down to the north tent whenever they need them, and they have some warming ovens there also. Okay, so we got ice cream. Oberweis donates our ice cream. Chocolate, you want one? Sponsors enter through our main entrance. We also have an entrance that's in the back in case the park is closed. The park could be closed and the sponsor tent maybe isn't closed. So we have a way to get sponsors in without having to go through the park. Tomorrow night for Sammy Hagar, we all expect the park is going to close in this area, but they'll be able to cut the park in half and let the other side go. Sponsors will still be able to get back here if we have room in the sponsor tent. So this is really the main entrance where people will come through, and then they have a choice. They can go get food or they can go get a beer. Let's go get a beer. Another unique item that most festivals don't have, that are outdoor festivals, is walk-in porta potties, air conditioned. I mean, we have 2 of them here, and then we have 1 over at the other sponsor tent area. And those are a beautiful amenity. So here we have the pop and the beer. We have a beer truck that's got spigots all along it. And then on the other side of the truck, there are also spigots. So we're not only serving sponsors on this side, but we're serving the general public on the other side. But that's it. That's the experience. In another 4 hours, this place will be packed.
So I see you've got your official Park District police shirt on there.
Oh, I got to be very official now. Yes, I got to enforce the rules.
It seems to be going very well. And
I was over by Carnival.
did you see my little signs up that I put? We put lots of them.
No smoking.
Yes, lots of them.
I was there for that. They called me saying, what do we do about the little kids with the lemonade stand who are raising money for Feed My Starving Children? I
said, where are they at?
At Emerald and West. It's not. Okay. Has nothing to do with the with us in the Park District.
Right.
So I said, well, let's go down there and talk to them, and if you can, tell them that we don't have any permits for that, and it's a great cause, but we'll let you stay there today, but try to get some permission from the parents of one of the houses where maybe you can just be in their front yard or something.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what they're doing now. They're down there talking to.
Your t-shirts out there.
My guy here, one guy here that'll be
good. Did they ask for 2?
No.
Is this the North tent?
I'm glad they're not.
They're fine.
No, they're not that. This is going to get slammed. I mean, this is going to be our busy Saturday.
Who's playing tonight?
Johnny Lane. So that side will get hit.
Everything's great. Couldn't be better. Having a lot of fun. Park's secure, and that's the only thing I really care about right now. But everybody's having a good time. It's a really good time.
My 7th year at Ribfest. I first started off helping out my mom in manpower, and then just recently I just started doing security and helping out in the radio room and with all the people and helping Park get safe.
Do you have those tickets?
Hey, Dave, let me get right here, we're looking at it.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Put a good photo.
Oh, our photo?
Vendor committee.
Vendor committee.
All right.
Your picture here. All right, smile. Woo!
Yay.
I didn't smile.
It's a big smile. We're working on the party deck. It's opening night for party deck. It's really a great time. Trying to get all the food in order. It's kind of the big want to make these people happy. They paid a lot of money to be up there, so we're working on food, drinks, everything else, chairs, and a little bit crazy with the new layout. So we're just gonna get a couple of workers that are volunteering here, get them in the park, and then we'll be all set. So it's been kind of a crazy couple days. Did you find your friend or not?
Yeah, he's waiting over by the barn.
We get trained to serve alcohol tonight, so we're just going through our alcohol training, which is pretty straightforward, so you got to know the rules.
We're going to start. My name's Detective English. I've been with the police department for 21 years. Everyone says I've been doing the training for a long time. As soon as the Cubs win the World Series, I will quit doing this training, all right? As soon as they win the World Series, all right? When we're out there serving, you need to know that the standard drink, there's a ½ ounce of pure alcohol. 5 ounces of wine, we do sell wine at the beer tents, and 12 ounces of beer have the same amount of alcohol. Same amount. Remember, body weight. People with more body fat like myself, they get intoxicated faster than people with muscle, all right? We card and we recommend carding people 21 to 30 years old, all right? I would not, for more than one reason, I would not card this gentleman. I know that he's over 21 years old. There's no reason. There's no law that says he has to have an ID to drink. The law says you have to make sure that he's over 21. I'm fairly confident he's over 21. This person here copied the photo in the driver's license book. That's why his license number is 00000. His name is Joseph T. Sample, all right? Do we accept vertical IDs? No. All right, because someone's going to ask you out there. I want to make sure everyone's clear.
I'm Jim Clayton with Texas Outlaw Barbecue Team. It's either my 19th or 20th year. I've actually won first place here more than any other team. I've taken 4 first place, several seconds, thirds. It's just probably one of the best cook-offs, if not first, second largest cook-off in the United States. We started out of Houston, Texas, but now we have restaurants outside Louisville, Kentucky and Elizabethtown. We do about 15 major cook-offs around the country. This one and Reno, Nevada being the 2 largest in the country, both of which I've won more than any other team, which I'm proud to say because they're the best cookers in the world come to these 2 competitions. This competition is especially good just because of the cause and for the charity and the Exchange Club. So it just makes you feel real good to be a part of it and makes you feel even better when you can win and beat all these guys. Well, we're just a little more labor intensive, a little more old fashioned in what we do. We don't use gas grills, we don't pre-cook. Everything we do, we have probably twice the labor everybody has because everything that comes across the counter, if it's pork shoulder, if it's brisket, it's been smoked for 12 to 14 hours. If it's ribs, it's been done 4.5 to 5 hours. We only use wood and lump coal, no gas, no petroleum. We use our own rubs, our own sauces. Just everything's formulated and done by us. Plus, I like doing it, so I think that sets us apart.
I'm Stan, that's Pete.
Stan and Pete.
Or actually, he's Pete and I'm Stan. We're in charge of quality control.
We have no control on the quality.
And we have to do field testing of all product.
Make sure it's edible.
Yes, and we've so far been finding it quite edible.
Yeah.
Actually, even the grass is tasting pretty good.
So it's playing out with the diet.
Yes. But I figure if I dye it a different color, it'll be okay.
There you go, yeah.
There you go.
All right. And we're brothers. Besides,
right.
He kind of looks like my father, I know, but
actually, he looks like my daughter.
The old arrangement we're working with for 20-some years. So as we grew, it grew with us, and everything worked out fine. But now to change over in 1 year, completely change over with the 2-stage concept, I think they did a fantastic job. I'm not responsible. Our chairman is of the Ribfest.
You're responsible for the mistakes.
Yeah.
Actually, he's not really responsible. We're just going to blame him.
Actually, my first name is Irresponsible.
Irresponsible.
Yes.
That's correct.
today was the first day. In considering all the things we had to deal with power and vendors and ice and gates and everything, we were able to open. And it is going really, really, really well.